Hey, Coach. Thanks for taking some time. Appreciate it. Hello to everyone. Um, Question about the relationship between quarterback and offensive coordinator, specifically Gardner. Obviously, he's made a personality for himself. I don't know you very well, but my vision is you guys will mesh very well. How do you think you guys will mesh personality-wise, and how much could that help with an offensive coordinator and a quarterback?
Well, it's better mesh. It's my job to make it mesh. It's take on the personality of our quarterback and him to understand what we're trying to get accomplished on a play-to-play, game-to-game, week-to-week basis is going to be critical. So I love Gardner's competitive spirit. You can see it shine through on tape when he was in college, and obviously last year when he got to play the games that he got to play. Now it's just a matter of him getting some general knowledge of our offense and me figuring out what he likes, what he doesn't like, what makes him tick, and go from there. But I'm pretty easy to get along with. I know he is too. I think it'll be a great relationship between the two of us.
And one last one for me, if you don't mind. How much did you know about Gardner before? How much have you had to dive into the tape? And were you all on board with, hey, Gardner's our guy?
Oh, for sure. I liked him coming out of college. He played for a bunch of different colleges, I think. Was very successful. And then, he got drafted in the later rounds and came out and playing in the National Football League is about taking advantage of your opportunities. And Gardner did that. He's a shining reason why once that opportunity presents itself, you take advantage of it. And he did that. And he's put himself in a great position to take the Jacksonville Jaguars and lead them into the future here. And he's shown a skill set where he can sit in the pocket, step up, make things happen outside the pocket. He's accurate, he's tough, and obviously he's a great leader. So he's got the intangibles you want at the quarterback. Now it's just got to get to know the team, got to get to know the offense a little bit before we all gel together.
Thanks, Brant. We're going to go over to Cole Pepper and then John Reed. Cole, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Hey, James.
Hello.
Just kind of give us a big picture overview of what you want this offense to look like, and as the follow-up, if you have limited time on the field here in the offseason before training camp, how difficult is it to install a new offense if you just have a few days on the field, let's say, before training camp?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a little difficult. It's one thing installing plays on a chalkboard and virtual meetings and letting them get to know the concepts and all that stuff, but it's another thing going out and see these guys execute and see what they're good at, see what guys can do. I don't have a lot of information as far as how these guys can handle different positions and how to run different routes and all that stuff. I know DD played in the slot. We drafted LaVisca. We'll see what he can do outside and inside. I'd like to move some of the other receivers around a little bit, Chris and DJ, and see what happens. And then, you get Chris Thompson for some of the backfield stuff, but seeing Q and obviously Leonard do some stuff out of the backfield just to get to know everybody and to get Tyler Eifert back in the mix and moving him around and seeing where Josh Oliver's at and James. And it's just we got to get these guys on the field. I think from a knowledge standpoint, they'll know the plays and the concepts, but then getting them out there and seeing them execute it and versus different looks and finding out what they're good at. So we can best utilize their skill set. We got to get out on the field soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Cole. We'll go over to John Reed and then Mark Long. Go ahead, John.
How you doing, Coach? What has it been like working with Coach Marrone and Coach McAdoo, and just was this an easy choice for you to take this job after you left Washington in 3 months after that decision?
I think I had some time to reflect on my coaching career at Washington. I got fired after week 5, so I had some time off. And when you take the time off, you beat yourself up a little bit. You get all that stuff out of your system, then you're ready to compete again. And Coach Marrone called me, asked me to come down and interview. And once I got to meet him and see what he had on his football team and got to study the personnel a little bit and the rest of the coaching staff, it was a pretty easy decision, really. I'm excited to work with Coach Marrone, and Coach McAdoo is a great add for us. He brings that experience of not only being a head coach, but an offensive coordinator, calling plays. It's going to be great. We're able to get Chris O'Hara, my key assistant from the Redskins, here with me so he can bring some things over. And then working with Coach Warhop with the offensive line, I've always had a ton of respect for him, what he's done in his career as an offensive line coach. And Coach Trubisky's been great. Keenan McCardell brings a wealth of experience in the coaching ranks and playing ranks, which always helps. So it's a great group, and Coach Middleton with tight ends. I'm excited to work with these guys. I wish we could do it more face-to-face, but we're getting things done that we need to get done, and it's been fun so far.
Thanks, John. We'll go over to Mark Long and then Hayes Carline.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Eifert and Chris Thompson earlier. How big are those guys in terms of being able to help you install a new offense, being that, how much can you rely on them since they've been there, done that?
Yeah, I can rely on Chris for sure. Chris is he's like another coach, man. He'll correct me sometimes probably. He's awesome. He's very smart, very detailed in what he does. He's a guy that really came from the practice squad and built himself into one of the best third down backs in the league. Barring some injuries, his numbers would be up there with some of the best ones. But he's a great player, great guy. I'm happy as heck to have him on the team. And Eifert, of course, I had him in Cincinnati for his first 3 years, and he is a great weapon. When you have a tight end and a back that can do some work in the middle of the field, it really opens things up for guys like DJ and hopefully LaVisca and Chris Conley and some of these other guys, D.D. Westbrook. It makes everybody better. Not only that, but the running game as well with Leonard. So it's great to have those guys in here, experience, knowledge of the system, but not only that, but they're great guys and great players.
All right, thanks, Mark. We're going to go over to Hayes Carline and then John Shipley.
Hey, Jay, thanks for your time. Can you go into detail about what you've seen out of EJ Chark? What are some strides that you saw him make last year when you reviewed the tape, and what are some areas of his game that you feel like he can still progress as he enters into year 3?
Well, I think that he's playing with a load of confidence right now, and that is very exciting because he's got a skill set with the size, speed, to be able to come in and out of cuts. I think we can do a little bit more with him. I'd like to get him inside a little bit, do some more things with him in the slot. But he's an excellent specimen, and the thing that I've got to know about DJ in the little limited time I got to meet him is he's hungry. He wants to be great, and when you have the athletic qualities that he has, and then a desire to be great, he's going to have a very bright future. Now it's just our job to get him acclimated to this offense and get him comfortable, or he can go out there and play fast because he's big, strong, fast, hungry kid, and we got to get him the ball.
Thanks, Hayes. We're going to jump over to John Shipley.
Hey, thanks, Coach, for doing this. Just when you look back at the film from last year, what did you really see from JaJuan Taylor at right tackle? And was he a player that you kind of saw improving throughout the year to kind of make you excited about him for 2020?
100%. Yes, he's long, he's athletic, and he plays with the tenacity that you love from a tackle. So I was very, 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 I'm very excited to get to work with him at right tackle, man. He can run, he can pull, he can get out there on screens. He's physical in the running game, and he can pass protect. He's got great feet. So he's got every quality you want at offensive tackle. The more experience he gets to handling some of the movement up front, the better he's going to be. But I think he's one of the best right tackles in the game athletically, and the more he plays and the more he sees, the better he's going to get. And Coach Warhop's done an excellent job with him.
All right, thanks, John. We're going to go to D-Rock and then Gene Fournette.
Hey, Jay, what is the most significant way that you've altered the way you're trying to teach your offense because everything is virtual now?
Yeah, I think probably individual time with their coaches. I haven't done any group installed meetings trying to get 40 guys on one line at one time where I have a picture of me and I'm going over plays. I've tried to break it up where these coaches can teach the system because it's the first time they're teaching our system as well. So it's good for them to teach it and work with their guys. Coach Trubisky with the running backs, and Coach McCardell with the receivers, and Coach Middleton with the tight ends, Coach McAdoo with the quarterback, and I'm able to go in and out. And obviously Coach Warhop with the linemen, for them to really hone in on their positions and what their task is. Then we come together, we'll do more group installs and obviously the walkthroughs and the practices, and I think it'll be more beneficial that way. That's probably the biggest difference. This time we would have more group activity if it was a normal year. Obviously it's not a normal year, so we're doing more individual stuff and trying to hone in on the individual positions.
All right, thanks, D-Rock. We'll go over to Gene.
Hey, Jay, one of the Jaguars' biggest problems the last couple years, really the last decade, has been trying to get off to fast starts. They've last in the NFL combined the last 2 years in first half scoring. Could you just talk about the difficulty of playing uphill in the NFL? Trying to play from behind.
It's really hard, especially for a young quarterback. When you're in a known passing situation in the second half, there's not a lot of veteran quarterbacks that are very good. There's obviously the superstars, but if you have a young quarterback, then you have to play close or with a lead to help him out, where you can change the launch pad, where it's not a 5-step drop every time out of the gun, and he's trying to read the defenses, and they're trying to pick up every blitz known to man and every coverage, and they're disguising intents. And it's really hard. But when you throw in the running game and the play action and the bootlegs and the quick game later in the games, I mean, it can make the quarterback much more effective, obviously. So it's going to be very important for us to stay close, get out to fast starts, so we can utilize our entire playbook, not just a portion of it when you're behind.
All right, thanks, Gene. We're going to go to Mia and then Demetrius Harvey.
Hey, Jay, how's it going? I know you kind of mentioned it about how, you're fired midway through the season. Now, all of a sudden, you're back as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. Can you describe what these last few months have been like for you personally? And also, what is it like going from being a head coach to now the position you're in now?
Yeah, it's been great. Like I said, I got some time off to reflect on my time at Washington, but like everything else, you got to move on and you got to turn the page. And this led me to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Coach Marone was gracious enough to give me an opportunity to be an offensive coordinator, and I plan on taking full advantage of it. I'm excited about it, really. I had a great time being offensive coordinator in Cincinnati. I have no regrets what happened in Washington. Unfortunately, I didn't get it done. But this is an opportunity for me to just hone in on the offensive side of the ball again and really put my time and efforts into only offense and trying to make this the best offense I can and utilize the skill set of all of our players and the team in general, for that matter. So I'm excited about it, really. I would love to have a different result in Washington, still be a head coach, but this is where I'm at, and I'm excited to take advantage of the opportunity.
Thanks, Mia. And we're going to finish with Demetrius Harvey.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. Last season, the Jaguars struggled at the tight end position. They weren't able to get on the field very often because of injuries. How important is that position group to your offense specifically, and sort of what has this group shown you? At least I know you haven't seen them on the field really, but in the film room and in terms of their smarts and things of that nature.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, go ahead, Coach.
Okay, yeah, I think I know how important the tight end position is, because if you look at our successful teams in Cincinnati and in Washington, when Jordan Reed and Vernon Davis played with the Redskins, we were pretty good on offense, really, especially on third down and in the red zone. When those guys didn't play, you're asked to replace them with some younger guys who quite aren't as athletic or gifted as those guys. It's difficult down there. You can double receivers all you want to. It's hard to double tight ends, and tight ends really are a key component down there in the red zone and on third down, and their quarterback's best friend. The passes don't have to be 25 yards down the field. They can be option routes, choice routes, in-breaking routes, quicker type element passes if you have that tight end. And I think adding Tyler Eifert, he's done that. He's run the option routes on the slot. He's lined up outside. He makes the defense show their hand a little bit. Who's covered him? If it's man-to-man, it's safety's got him, so the quarterback knows, hey, this is man-to-man. I know where to go with the football. We can work a matchup either to DJ or Chris or DB or even Tyler or the back. So having a tight end is critical. And I know that when you don't have one, times are tough. Believe me, it's tough. And I think Josh Oliver, showed a lot of promise. His rookie, unfortunately, had injuries. James did some good things, but then he got hurt. I think Charles, the rookie, has shown he has a chance to be a good Y. He's a physical kid. We drafted Tyler Davis to be an athletic guy. He can play a little fullback. He can play tight end. He can run. So we're excited to see what he can do. But it's a key position, and I think Tyler's going to be a great add for us, and getting these guys all on the field and see what they can do is going to be exciting.